Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. Today we're going to be doing another episode of Wristwatch Talk. Haven't done one for a while. Before I get into this video, two things. You'll hear every so often the rain beating down on the window, this kind of tapping sound in the background. Really disgusting weather here in New York City. Absolutely terrible, but it's a kind of welcome change. Yesterday was about 81, 82 degrees, hot and sticky and muggy a bit. And I'm actually looking forward to the cooler weather, so hopefully now it's changing. We're going to get some of that autumnal coolness, and I love autumn. You can dress up. I get my sports jackets out, and I like to go to museums and dates with the missus. Anyway, obviously wristwatch check. Of course, I'll do a nice close-up for you. That is my Tudor, my vintage Tudor, and as you can see, I just love those arrow hands. Look at the arrow hands. You only find those hands, Tudor's prints, with the Ranger dial. You only get those hands with the Ranger. There is a day-date version of this with the date at the 12 o'clock, but I think it kind of ruins the kind of that Explorer One-esque aesthetic that just makes me adore this watch. It's basically the Explorer One on a budget. But it's perfect for me because at the moment I really can't afford to get an Explorer One. Maybe one day. But actually that brings me into the subject of today's video. So without further ado, let's run the intro. So wristwatch check done. Let's get into this video. And welcome back, guys. Now today I have some really exciting news. Now you may have noticed I've been holding off doing state of the collection for quite a while. Now the reason is because I was waiting for one more watch, and you probably guessed what it is, and I got it back today. Bear with me, and you know instantly what it is with the blue box. And it's a miracle I got this, and here it is. It is of course my beloved blue Squale. Now just look at that dial, that beautiful, is it focusing? That beautiful blue, oh, that azzurro blue, the blue of the Mediterranean. That is my blue, and I've got a. It's got the updated bezel. You see the little focus there. You see the little screws there. So it's got the updated bezel. So not only have I got my beloved Squale's back, my blue Squale, but I got this feeling, this strange feeling of completeness. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I just have not. It just has not been the same. And I love this old school bag you get with the. You just don't see this anymore, you know, with the Squale. Of course, I got the full warranty and everything. So, thank you very, very much to Squale USA. Big shout out to Mark at Squale USA for making this possible. I apologise about the sound of the rain, but yeah, I've got my beloved Squale back. I'm so happy. But it's not just this watch that has returned to the fold. It's literally been like Christmas this week. Christmas has come early here at the Urban Gentry. I have in fact got two new G-Shocks. Now this was sent in by let me just turn the opera down a bit. This was sent in by a viewer, a supporter of the show, dear friend of the show. It says, "Dear TGV, while I was going through my collection, I realized I hadn't worn this Frogman GW200 in forever. I thought perhaps you could give it a good home as well as the Riseman. Really enjoy the channel and hope you enjoy the watches. Best regards, JS. And this is from Jack 1979 is his YouTube name, and he saw the video on my regrets, and lo and behold, he not just sent me my long lost, my long lost Rise Man, which I've just missed so much. I really took this watch for granted. But not only has he sent this, he's also sent, now it's gone into sleep mode because it's been in the box. Here we go. The Frogman. Look at that beast. Look at the back. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful colours. So I've got, where's the light on this? Tough solar. Oh, light, here we go. Look at that. The second I picked the Rise Man up again and I put it up, it just, I knew I was right. It's perfect size for me. Now somewhere I've got my Mudman. I think I've been using it when I was working out earlier. It's actually I think it's in the bathroom. I showered with it, but just to get the sweat off. But I'm going to clean these up, give these a clean, and they really are. I mean, I wrote back to Jack and I wrote back to JS and I told him, you know, are you sure? I mean, look, let me pay for them at least. And he said, no, it really makes me happy just to see you happy. And what a gentleman. I mean, I'm going to send you a gift anyway, whether you like it or not, because I think that's the decent thing to do. But I'm just so happy to have the Rise Man. You have no idea. I was contemplating buying it back. I had to buy it back from Japan, but I just thought the prices were ridiculous. But I mean, what a day, what a week. 3 amazing, absolutely amazing watches in 1 week. I mean, look at that. Can I beat the? It's like Christmas. I don't know why I've still got the plastic on. I'm babying it now. I'm not going to do that, but absolutely fantastic. 3 watches 1 week. I'm just over the moon. So now I've got the Rise Man back, and my beloved blue Squale. I'm ready to do the collection. In fact, I'll probably shoot it tomorrow, and I'm going to put it up on the weekend. I've totally got sidetracked. I wasn't supposed to talk about these new watches, but actually what the subject of today's video was setting my goals. I've had a thing. I was on Instagram, and you guys who follow me on Instagram, I'm absolutely addicted to Instagram. I absolutely love it. Really good promotional tool. If you've got a channel and you're not on Instagram, you really need to step your game up. I mean, I was really slow to adapt, but Instagram is a fantastic promotional tool, especially if you've got something to promote. It's also cool if you're, you know, if you just love sharing and looking at watches or art or photography or anything like that. It's great, but specifically for promotion, it's a fantastic tool. Anyway, I was looking at my friend Kevin, who actually bought my old version of this that I stupidly sold. He posted a picture of his collection on Instagram. A massive collection, really blew me away, absolutely. And he was saying, should I get a bigger box? And I mean, I don't think I think he was joking, but it was literally, I don't know how many watches it was in this collection. Amazing collection. And it just got me thinking, you know, why am I obsessed with scaling the collection down? Why do I have to consolidate? I mean, then there's other collectors like Jeff McMahon there, McRebuy, who's on a kind of mission to scale down, and I've kind of been somehow converted into that state of mind. And actually, I think I was wrong. I think I'm happier when I'm just buying as many watches as possible, because life is so short. I end up I'm already regretting selling my reduced. I already regret it. I mean, why have one? What, you know, 2 or 3. Life is too short. I'm just gonna. I don't think I'm going to sell any pieces. Having said that, I am still trying to sell my Datejust, but because I have this new Tudor that is quite, it's like a hybrid between the Datejust and the Explorer 1. And the Datejust is a fantastic watch, but this is a little bit more sporty, and I prefer this, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Datejust. I would love to keep it, but also I think I need the funds to secure my purchases for the next couple of months. Now, so this is what I've been thinking. I'm not going to consolidate. I'm not going to get rid of any pieces. The only reason I would get rid of pieces is to fund bigger or better pieces. I think that's going to be my new modus operandi, so to speak. And you'll see tomorrow, in the next couple of days, when I do my state of the collection, you'll be able to understand where I'm going a little bit better. But so this is what I've written out. I've got a 3-stage plan. My short-term purchases, my medium-term purchases. Okay, so short-term, we're talking a month, 2 months, even a couple of week purchases. My medium-term purchases, which are, you know, within a year, and then my long-term purchases, which are my grail, right? I still haven't found my grail, and I'm going to do a watch talk video on this very, very soon. I'm going to look at, it's pretty much between Jaeger-LeCoultre and Blancpain at the moment. I really like those two brands for my second horology piece. So that's my long-term collecting goals, right? For my medium term, I thought, well, why not? I still haven't found that GMT. I've just got to come to terms with the fact that I'm never going to be happy unless it's a pre-ceramic Pepsi GMT Rolex, and I think I could get that within a year, because, you know, you guys know I had the ceramic Rolex GMT Master 2. It didn't click with me. It's a very nice watch, don't get me wrong. If you have one of those, it's an amazing watch, beautiful, but it just didn't click with me. I didn't have that connection. Didn't have the same connection I have with the Submariner or with other Rolexes. It just didn't work. And when you're spending a lot of money like that, it's got to be 100%. Otherwise, it's a waste of money. And I've always liked the Pepsi, the pre-ceramic. I think what I mistake is I went with ceramic. I should have just got the ceramic sub, which I ended up getting anyway. But I think my medium-term plan is to get this GMT situation sorted. My long-term piece will be maybe a perpetual calendar, complication along those lines. Also, a medium-term plan for Christmas. I want to get a Breitling. Now, this is where you guys can help me. I want suggestions of 40 millimeters or below Breitlings. So far, I think there's a Heritage Planet. I forget the name. Somebody recommended it. I had a look. It was beautiful, but I'm not too knowledgeable about Breitling, and I still like a lot of the Breitlings. I've got to admit, you know, there is something about them, and I think it would be nice to have in the collection. So those are my medium-term plans: Breitling and the Rolex GMT Pepsi. So we're talking Christmas to a year. And then there are my short-term plans, which, and I've mentioned this before, I've toyed with the idea of buying back an SKX, possibly the 007. I've always had the 009 before with the Pepsi bezel, but I think this time I'm going to get the all-black 007, and I'm going to mod it. And depending on how that goes, I might buy a few and sell them or give them to my most loyal friends and supporters of the channel as a special edition. I can't do the engraving TGV or Urban Gentry or anything like that on the back because it has that beautiful wave, that tsunami wave on the back, which means that I'll have to try and print the logo, possibly the logo for the show, on the dial, and that's probably going to be quite expensive and difficult, and I have to figure out how to do that. So I'm going to have to do some prototypes. Any of you guys want to help with this project, even donate towards but having your piece made, or if you've modded SKXs before and have experience with this kind of thing, I'd love to hear from you. Please comment down below, send me an email. Maybe we can collaborate. I thought about reaching out to some of these modding companies. What's the one? I think Katrina there recommended. It had a funny name. It was Hiboki or Hibokis or Hiboki, something like that. Anyway, Katrina, thank you very much. I did check out their website, fantastic website, but was a bit expensive. Maybe they might be willing to collaborate or something in return for a little bit of promotion or something. Whatever works. But I don't want it to get ridiculously expensive. But if any of you guys out there want to help or get involved or have, I don't know, some SKXs lying about, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would really like to make a special edition SKX to commemorate the channel. I want to get started on that possibly within the next couple of weeks, months, before Christmas. Obviously I probably won't have the finished thing done by Christmas. Also, I'm going to change the bezel. I'm thinking of more kind of, I'm thinking of a Batman bezel, actually, blue and black. Or maybe I'll leave that to the viewers or the investors or whoever to decide. But I think it'll be a really cool project. I think the SKX is just such a timeless classic, and I have got to have one in the collection. Most people only spend a few $100s on a watch, and I think that's really integral, and I'm never going to change. I mean, even when I have my second horology piece, I'm still going to have a Seiko in the collection. I've got, how many have I got right now? I've got 2 Seikos. I've got my Saab and I got my Flightmaster. And I don't really ever see those leaving the collection. I mean, the Saab has just destroyed everything that's come along in that price range, in the jewels. And the Flightmaster is just one of the best all-round entry-level aviation pieces money can buy. It's unbelievable. I mean, has the water resistance of a diver, it has dual time, it even has an alarm, built like a rock. It's absolutely fantastic. It's never going to leave. I'm still going to have I'm still going to have a $70 Mudman when I have my my horology high-end piece. It's my second horology high-end piece. It's just, that's how I am. And I think some channels kind of forget the everyday watch and the everyday man, which I think is integral. I really do. I do feel passionate about that. So I've got to have an SKX in the collection. I can't, I can tell you its virtues and recommend it all I want. And I've had how many? I've had 4 SKXs in total over my watch collecting life, right? So why did I sell it? I should just get one, customize it, and keep it in the collection. I really do feel that. So that's my short-term plan. I've got my medium-term plan, Breitling, some kind of Breitling by Christmas, maybe GMT next year, the Pepsi. Then my long-term, we're talking possibly a Jaeger-LeCoultre, maybe a Blanc Pain, or something. Maybe you guys will suggest something. We'll do that. We'll do these. We'll cover all of this in further wristwatch talk. So those are my plans. Also, short term, I'm looking for what I think it's Johnny Casual to coin this phrase. It might be Jeff McRebuy. I forget, but I think it was Jeff McRebuy. But Jeff McRebuy had coined the phrase the wild card watch, and I really like the idea of having a wild card in the collection. I was looking at my collection, and you'll see in the next couple of days when we actually do the state of the collection, you'll see it's quite safe, it's quite conservative. I want something outrageous. I want something totally different. You know, we mentioned briefly the what was it? The 7 Friday. That was it. In the last episode of Ask the Governor, I touched on it very briefly. And I was talking to the Right Honourable Johnny Casual, and he was saying that he likes it too. And I was saying it's strange that, because normally I don't like anything like that. I have very traditional, quite conservative taste, as you guys know. But I think as watch collectors, we do kind of want something completely different. We are excited by a watch that just does something a little bit different and isn't some, you know, the price of a house kind of horology, you know, only 50 made in the world and has pistons and looks like Darth Vader's codpiece, you know, some kind of extreme horology. I think what is so cool about the 7 Fridays is that they have a Miyota movement. They're attainable, they're different, and that kind of got me thinking about a wildcard watch. So I would also like to hear from you guys. What are your wildcard watches? You know, the Hamilton Ventura is another example that was famously worn by Elvis Presley. I mean, I'm not a fan. It's a bit too much for me, but it has these kind of 1950s curves. It's a bit like the wings on a Cadillac, you know, the tail, weird triangle shape. It's quite, some of them are nice, but it's too much for me. I like that thinking. It intrigues me to have a wild card watch, something completely different. So I'd also like to hear from you guys your suggestions on a wild card watch. My 3 goals, my long term, my short term, my medium term plans for my collection, searching for a wild card watch, and also stay tuned for State of the Collection. Now I've got my beloved blue Squale. It seems things are, there's a kind of, I've got this kind of inner peace. It's ridiculous, but probably you guys are the same way if you're into collecting these watches now. But I have reached this kind of strange inner peace. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling far too much. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I'd really like to hear your thoughts down below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, found it useful, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Okay, guys, ciao.